Okay, when it comes to your persuasive essay layout, it looks as follows. So this is going to be the way that you structure your persuasive essay in terms of sort of what goes where and what to put in each sort of paragraph, each section. Okay, so when it comes to the persuasive essay, the way it's laid out is like this. Okay, I'll just sort of show you overall first, and then I'll sort of break down I'll kind of break it down for you, um, sort of in detail. Okay, so obviously it's a sort of it's a it follows first of all just a basic sort of critical essay structure where you have an introduction, you have some main body paragraphs, and you have a conclusion. Now the difference, okay, just sort of big picture is instead of 3 paragraphs, like in your critical essay, what you're gonna have here is 4. It's going to be 3 sort of big ones and then one sort of smaller one. These are main body paragraphs I'm speaking about. These ones in the middle. Okay, so you're going to have 3 sort of main paragraphs which outline your main kind of points. And then you're going to have an additional paragraph, okay, which is going to be based on you telling a story. Remember how I said in your planning video where you want to come up, you want to find a story that sort of backs up your point. So this paragraph is going to be devoted to you telling the story and then sort of tying the story into your overall argument, overall persuasive point. Okay, now let's look at each sort of structure, each part of the structure and sort of what you have to do in each part. Okay, so to begin with, in your introduction, what you need to do, okay, is you need to start by giving your persuasive statement. And that's going to be the statement that the statement or the sentence that was what you wrote down when you were choosing your ideas. So, for example, animal testing must be stopped. You want to, whatever it was, you want to say it clearly and sort of just fully. You want to say it right at the start, okay? You want to lay it out exactly at the start for your essay. So, begin with the persuasive statement, yeah? So begin by giving the clear statement of whatever your essay is going to be trying to persuade the reader about. Animal testing is wrong, full stop, or animal testing must be stopped, full stop. Whatever the statement is, give it, okay, start out with that so the reader knows, okay, this essay is going to be trying to persuade me about this thing. The last thing that you want to do is you don't want the reader or the marker to be confused about what it is you're trying to persuade them about. You don't want that to happen. You want them to be sort of you want them to have a very clear idea and understanding that this is the topic of the essay. Okay, that's the first thing. Now, the second thing is you want to hook the reader. Okay, and the easiest way to do this is to ask a question. Okay, and actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip the order of these. It's okay if you do it in this order. If you already have it written down, it's not a big deal, but okay, this is a bit simpler. So, okay, I'm going to get the hook to read it in a minute. Okay, so what you want to do once you've given your statement is you want to give a little sample of what's to come. So you want to just give a little introduction into what it is that you're going to be presenting in terms of your argument. So what you can do is you can sort of hint at or sort of kind of mention your main points. You might not want to lay them out just, exactly one after the other. I'm going to talk about this, then this, then this, because it's not very, it won't flow very nicely. But what you can do is you can just hint at them, yeah? So, for example, if one of your main points was that animal testing is cruel, something like that, then in your introduction, you would say animal testing must be stopped. Animal testing is a process that hurts many animals. So there I'm hinting at the fact that it's cruel without having to say it. Now, if you're not sure exactly what to say at all, you can even just lay out your main points, yeah, just in a sentence or two. This essay will argue for this, yeah, and lay them out. Ideally, you don't want to do that, but if you have to, it's okay. Yeah, it's not wrong to do that. It's just not as good as sort of being able to finesse it in there and hint at it. Okay. Now, the next thing you want to do, okay, is you want to end, I'd recommend you end on this. You want to end your introduction by hooking the reader, okay? You want to hook the reader, and what that means is you want to do something here that would make them want to continue reading. So the two basic ways you can do this is you can ask a question, that's one, or make a provocative statement. So you can either ask a question, that's the simplest way to do it. You just be like, do you think it's right that whatever animals die each year, something like that, yeah? Or something like that. Basically just some form of question that makes the reader think. And then to get the answer to that question, they're gonna have to keep reading it. So that's the hook. Another thing you could do would be to just basically use some form of provocative statement. So something like using sort of emotional language or like intense type language, basically something that would make an impact, make the reader feel something, make some kind of thing, some statement, sentence, where they're gonna either disagree with you and be like, no, you're wrong, or why are you saying that? They're gonna be like shocked in some way, or they're gonna be on your side, but they're gonna want to know more. So again, the easiest way to do this is just to ask a question. Just ask a question that they're gonna want to know the answer to, and to find the answer out, they're gonna have to read more. The other way to do this is just make some form of statement which will make some kind of impact on them, some sentence which will either make them shocked, make them angry, make them want to read more, anything that makes some kind of impact. Okay. Excuse me. Now that is the introduction. Now you have your three sort of initial main body paragraphs, and each of these are basically the same in terms of the structure. What you want to do, okay, for each of the paragraphs is you want to explain the main points. Remember I said that your essay needs sort of three main points, which is the logical arguments. I believe, or animal testing should be stopped because 1, 2, 3. So each paragraph is dedicated to one of those, and each paragraph should be backed up, or what your point is should be backed up by logic, like making a good argument, and using facts and statistics, and also making sure that what you're saying like makes sense. And then also you should use sort of emotional, like word choice, imagery, sentence structure. Basically, first put the logic in. Here's how I'd recommend that you do this. First, just make the argument and use your facts and statistics. Then go back and sort of add the word choice and the imagery and the sentence structure, which makes the reader not only think, but also feel too. That'd be what I would do. Then you have your sort of fourth paragraph. Now, this isn't going to be sort of too long. It's going to be shorter than the other ones. And all you want to do here is just tell a short version of a story which backs up what you're saying. Okay. And you want to explain it in a way that ties it again to the main point, yeah, to the main statement, persuasive statement that you're making. So when you're doing this, you're just doing this basically. You're doing this to sort of, what do you call it? You're doing this to sort of make sure that the emotional force in your essay is there. Okay, now one thing I should have mentioned actually is in your sort of third paragraph, what you want to do, okay, is you want to mention people who disagree, what they say, and why they are wrong. Okay, and what you can actually do, okay, is you can devote the third paragraph to that. So you can make the first two just two sort of points, positive points for your argument. And then you can make the third one a sort of rebuttal. So here is what the people who disagree with me say. So you could say something like, people who are for animal testing will say this, this, and this. And then you just take each of them apart basically and explain sort of why the people who disagree with you, why they're wrong. That would make your essay very good, yeah. It will show critical thinking and it will show that you've actually analyzed what people are saying. Okay, now your final thing, the final part of the essay is going to be the conclusion. Okay, and in your conclusion, what you do is you summarize the main points of the essay So just like in a critical essay, you just go back, look at what you said in each sort of paragraph before, and then just say it again. So animal testing should be stopped because this. A shortened version, obviously, maybe just like a sentence or two for each of the main points. And then what you want to do, okay, is you finish by again giving the main statement, the persuasive statement, in a very sort of powerful or memorable or emotional type of way, something that leaves an impact. So again, you're just saying whatever the main statement is, animal testing must be stopped, but you're saying that in like using maximum like emotional word choice or impactful type of word choice or imagery or sentence structure. Something like torturing of animals through animal testing must stop. Full stop. Now. Full stop. Something like that, yeah? Something that leaves an impact, makes the person remember your essay, something memorable, something like that. So that is the structure of your persuasive essay. What we're going to do next is I'm gonna give you some tips. I'm gonna show you a persuasive essay. Okay. So next I'll show you an example persuasive essay. After that, I'll give you some sort of tips. And then after that, we'll look at reflective essays. Okay. Good job.